right in fourth place. He wasn't too far behind round there, Ben round. But Bemsee, what a great start, making 6 places at the start there, leading it. Dan North, of course, let's not forget about that championship. The championship was Dan North and second from Luke McRae. There in the second place.
Taking the advantage in this one. Here they come round Druids and down on towards Graham Hill Bend. So it is Adrian Kershaw then, who no, it's Sean O'Hara enough to make a challenge on Luke McRae.
Big wobble there from the man in fourth. I think Osborne and Carver might have swapped places there, looking the way the lights went out. Look at that gaggle of riders who just came across the line there. That was Marshall from Horner, from Hayward, from Carver, from Carter.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Everyday Racer podcast. It's been a little while, been a hot minute. We're going to do our 2025 season review. We're going to cover the dramas that unfolded, injuries and championships that were decided by single points and all the usual Thunderbike 500, CB500 Racing chaos. I am joined today by Suggy, as usual.
Everyone.
And today we also have Ozzy, Mark Osborne's on for a chat as well.
Hello.
So, guys, it's been a little while.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Yeah, I think the last thing we uploaded was the Snetterton vlog, which my brother come along and filmed, which went down quite well, really. I think I only got it out, I somehow managed to squeeze that out the week after Brands, I think it was. So it was even that was quite late. But yeah, it's now the 4th of January, 2026, which is mental. Yeah. And we're just going to quickly cover what happened in the last half of the year, because things went a bit wild and mental and everyone had all sorts going on. And obviously we were still riding and racing and had things going on, but I changed jobs and some other stuff. So recording podcasts between Mark and I kind of got put to the side. Hopefully this year it will be different. We do really want to get on with some more interview style podcasts, and we will do them.
Yeah, when he's getting people on, yeah.
Yeah, we will be. But we thought, you know what, we better cover off the last half of the year and not just go, let's go into 2026 and hope no one noticed that we didn't sign off 25. So we're here. And realistically, since Snetterton, I guess one of the things to cover off is the Oliver's Mount CB500 Championship, which we'd followed and we'd vlogged and uploaded. Yeah. We had, I think that was our biggest video, Mark, wasn't it? We had
definitely, yeah.
I don't even know how many it was now, 7,000+ views on YouTube of my race weekend at the Gold Cup, where I raced Supersport and CB500.
About that, because I was sweating my arse off running up and down them hills.
Yeah,
it actually was watched.
That was a tough weekend with weather. Yeah. It was 32 degrees in Scarborough, and even then it still managed to rain. So it's just Scarborough. But obviously that was the second to last round of Scarborough this year, and then between seeing us last and now, we also had the Gold Cup, which was the final round. At the Gold Cup, basically, to just cut long story short, I ended up winning the CB500 Championship, and we've kind of brushed over it a little bit, but yep, that happened. It was great.
It's a trophy.
Got a big trophy. Oh, it's over there. I should have brought it. I should have brought it on to show everybody, but it's literally over there. Mark's going to go and grab it. It's over there on that shelf.
To get it.
Make sure. Yeah, my assistant's going to go get it. No, next shelf over, Mark. Brace yourself because it's heavy. You lift with your legs.
Move all the other trophies out of the way.
Move all my other stuff, all my other trophies out of the way. Yeah, that's it. So there you go. That's what it looks like when you win a CB500 Road Racing Championship trophy. So 2024 Bailey Harker, and then now me.
Grant said he helped design that.
Yeah, it's actually Grant's engine. It's Grant's engine part. So yeah, Grant did help.
That's a trophy then.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so Grant did help design it, or gave the parts for it. No, that's the original one. So yeah, I'm going to get a replica made so I can keep it, because that's got to go back at the end of the year, unless I get to keep it. Don't know, we'll see. You never know. Got to try and win it again then. But yeah, no, that was great. Obviously, I went and picked that up, went up there and had the awards night with all the other riders. It was fantastic. All put on free of charge, free bar, the lot for the riders and a partner. And what yeah, fantastic championship. What a place to go and race. Obviously, Mark, you got to go
Yeah,
and
it was
see
good
it.
watching. Yeah, there's a lot of people entered it this year, weren't there? Quite a lot of new people to it as well, which was nice to see.
The class had built on last year, and there was quite a few newcomers. Some of the Scottish lads, etc., as well.
A couple of new ones from Bemsee, didn't you?
Yeah, a couple of new guys from Bemsee. Ian Carter come along. Rob Carver from SF Parts had a go. We had Calvin Grimes. So yeah, quite a few, and it was it was building. And I think based on things we've heard from riders in the Bemsee paddock as well, I think we're expecting a few more from Thunderbike 500 to turn up.
Not me, shall I add? Because I know someone just keeps trying to get me to
I haven't said a word, I swear.
That would have been the trophy being handed over, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have been it, mate.
Well, you know.
Andy Hayes, who runs Oliver's Mount, did sound like he was slowly convincing Mark in the clubhouse after a beer at Cadwell Park, but who knows? We'll see. But yeah, no, Andy and Wendy are investing money left, right, and centre into Scarborough to make it better. They've got a new access road being built, working with the council, and
New weather forecast.
I don't know about that. It's Scarborough, mate. You never know with Barbados. But they also have just invested in a new dyno, so they can now do controlled power classes much better. So there will be compliance checks. So it's likely that there's going to be a mini twin class as well as the usual super twin class because you can manage it better. I think classic superbike boys are quite happy about the dyno going in as well. So really, really good at Scarborough. Really enjoy racing there. Like it when Adam Shelton's there as well because he puts on a spectacle, and Liam McPherson is just like an absolute weapon around there as well. Apparently we've got, I think his name's Troy Jeffries possibly turning up from Scottish Championship in 26, who's quite fast by all accounts from the results. So be interesting to see how Troy gets on, and anyone else who turns up. Hopefully Ian Carter will be coming back. He sounded like he absolutely loved the place. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. So that's Scarborough. Looking forward to going back all year. There's 4 rounds. One of the rounds does clash with Bemsee. I haven't decided on what we're going to do with that yet. I'm going to wait and see because it's quite far down the line. But yeah, if you want to get racing at Scarborough, CB500, send me a message, give us a shout. I'll tell you everything you need to know. That's Oliver's Mount, basically, in a nutshell. All done, dusted, and looking forward to this year. Since then, we've had a Bemsee round after Snetterton. After the Snetterton vlog was straight to Brands Hatch, which is our home circuit. 15 minutes from our houses. You know, we went into that quite confident, didn't we?
Yeah, no, I was looking forward to it, weren't we?
We was looking forward to it. We had a great time.
The weather was decent.
The weather was decent. It was a good weekend.
It's down south, isn't it? Of course it's decent.
Yeah, of course it's decent. Just move all the racetracks down here, it'd be fine.
Mark, you've got to come down here. March, you're coming down.
Yeah, I will brave it and make the. It's a nice 5 hours for me.
You've got unfinished business at Brands. Last time you was there, it was a bit wrong, didn't it?
Come down here.
Well, it was the first ever race I did. First time I ever rode a CB as well, so it was going all right at first.
I was watching your crash when it happened from the pit
side,
pit side. You see along the bottom straight.
Did you say from the pit lane?
No. I couldn't see it from there. It weren't that one.
I haven't even done that one.
He didn't do a full Lenny where you could see it from the other side of the track.
Where did you crash, Mark? Where did you crash?
Just got, is it Graham Hill Bend, left-handed down
Yeah, but yours was like closer towards 30s. You caught the grass, didn't you?
Oh, okay.
That's right, yeah. Like a knobhead, looked behind me, didn't I? And then ran myself, clipped the grass, and bang, straight down.
Well, it'd been a bit damp, wouldn't it? It was cold.
Freezing cold, wet, so it was bang, straight to the floor, Big lesson learned, but anyway.
Mate, it must be, there's a bit of a running theme because my last trip to Brands wasn't fantastic either.
Yeah.
So obviously we went to Brands. I think we went into the weekend and Dan was leading the championship. So Dan North was leading. Was expecting a strong weekend from basically Adrian Kershaw had been off since Cadwell. He had an off and a concussion. Him and Elliot Humphreys went down on some oil. And we missed Adrian at Snetterton, but as you could see, the racing at Snetterton was really close, really tough riding. And I felt like going into Brands, we had at least a strong front three. Adrian returned, and at the front, it was very, very fierce and competitive all the way through the weekend.
It was always going to be close round. It was such a small track.
It's so short. It was always going to be hard. On the Saturday, I finished 4th both races, battling with them lot, and I think where was you? Do you know?
I think I was top 10. I never start the weekend strong, do I? And that is a thing I need to change in the new year.
Always so close though, isn't it? Like you look at the times and they're always so damn close.
It's ridiculously close round now.
Yeah.
I finished the weekend a lot stronger. I think I was with Rob Carver and Peter Woodall.
Race 1, if you want to know for definite, you were 12th, 7th in class. And race 2, not that. Race 2, you were 11th, 7th in class again.
Yeah,
but
no, it's 9th in class, yeah, that's number 11.
No, 7th position in class.
Oh, 7th in class, yeah.
9th overall, yeah. Sorry, yeah, not 11th overall, 9th overall. Let's see, I'm still concussed, I can't even read the TSL timing sheets. So, yeah, so we went into Brands and Saturday was pretty decent, good results all round. Some nice battles.
You got podium, didn't you?
No, I came fourth in both races. Cheers for reminding me. But I did get pole position in. So I did set the fastest lap in race 2, which set me on pole for race 3 Sunday morning. Family up, watching. No better time to absolutely fucking mully yourself. So perfect. Everyone's there. So yeah, pretty much I was sitting on pole and I got the most amateur start into it from pole position ever and was 4th into turn 1. So Luke, Dan and Adriel went past me. I think after it was about 5 laps, I got back to the front and I led for a lap or so, and then the drafting games were happening. So I kind of was just sitting there, quite comfortable in like 3rd for a while. Dan drafted me and was sitting just pretty. We were all circulating together, and I was counting the laps down, and I figured I was on about lap 8. I decided that lap 10 of 12 I was going to make the moves again because I'd already overtaken them, so I knew where I was strong and I knew I felt like I could get back past. But I thought there's no point in doing it early because I don't think I can break anyone because there was a lot of drafting going on down the start-finish straight. And on lap 9, not feeling like I was pushing particularly hard, I high-sided out of Graham Hill and absolutely smashed myself to pieces. My collarbone, I'll put a picture up, looked like this, which is basically broken into 2 pieces where they're serrated, but actually it was 4 pieces. There was 2 little bits of bone floating around as well. Had it pinned a week later, and then it looks like this. So I should put a picture up of that. And that was the end of my week and the end of my season. Sorry about the red flag, everybody. But yeah, the lap times were good. I think we were down in the 54s, mid 54s, something like that. So from the beginning of the season, which I know it was colder, but from doing like 56s to be 2 seconds quicker, like into Brands, around a short circuit like Brands, felt like we were going well. But yeah, that was my weekend.
Everyone went it from March, from the first meeting at March, wasn't it? It was. Yeah. What was pole in March? I mean, it was.
It was cold then, wasn't it? That's the thing as well.
A bit colder, yeah, obviously. But the times were so much slower.
Yeah, I think.
And everyone just shows how much, it's pretty much been the same grid all year, give and take. You get the odd names here and there.
Yeah.
But everyone's just come on so much, like the whole grid's just pushing everyone on.
Yeah, so pole in March was Pete Woodall. I did a 57.1, which if we compare that,
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
57s.
Yeah, if we compare that to pole, second to last one, we was a 54.8 was our pole time. So yeah, it was close. It was good that everybody had moved on so much in such a. It is a relatively short space of time. All right, it's a season's racing nearly, but when you count the number of race starts, it's actually not that many. So yeah, no, it's really, really good that we had some competitive racing. And then, so that was a red flag, and I got whisked off to the medical centre. So thanks very much to everybody, all the medical staff and everyone that helped. And then I went off to Orpington Hospital, where I was watching TSL. In the comfort of a hospital bed, waiting for them to tell me what's going on. And listening to TSL, race 4 just sounded absolutely bonkers. And then we got told it was absolutely bonkers by Alan Flack told us on his Facebook that it was a crazy race, and he even uploaded it early rather than uploading it in order because he was so impressed with the racing. And the race was so good because it was the mid-pack, so it was everybody from like I think
Huge bunch, wasn't it?
from sixth position back or something like that. Maybe not even that far back.
Well, he uploads every video, doesn't he, throughout the whole year, and he voted that as his.
That was his number one race, wasn't it?
Craziest race.
Yeah, so it
was crazy.
So it was everybody from 9th position to about. It must have been about 20th place. Were all within. Yeah,
it was literally. It was good to watch.
Yeah. So to give you an idea, so let's say 9th place was Colt Dwyer. Next place behind him was Richard, crossed the line. So this is on the last lap. 0.2 of a second behind him. Dean Carver finished 0.3 of a second behind him. Ian Carter finished 0.2 of a second behind him. Jamie Horner, 0.7 of a second behind him. 0.095 behind him was Abbey. Then Martin Siggins was less than half a second. Joe Baldry was 0.08. It was like, and then it goes again. John Hamilton, Will Kearney, and Danny Goff, all less than, not even a tenth crossing the line between each other. You can tell the race was mental. It was such a good race for them, and you can go back and watch that on Alan Flack's YouTube video. I'll stick the address back in the bar, so you can go and find it, because it is a cracking race.
Pretty much sums up CB500 Racing.
Oh, it does exactly that. And obviously the front lads had a good race. Luke won in the end. I think both races on Sunday. I think he won all the races that weekend.
I think he did. He cleared up. Yeah.
Yeah. So Luke had been on an absolute charge, winning all the SNET races,
The man on a mission, wasn't he?
all of the Brands races. Really, really was doing well. And then I guess that was kind of Brands over and done with. I announced that was me done for the year, even though I didn't realise. If I'd realised I was going to get plated a week later, and it might have been all right. I probably should have ridden at Donington and manned up, but got told that if you're not actually being paid to race motorcycles, you shouldn't be doing it with a broken shoulder. So I just went along to watch, but we went along to Donington for the championship showdown, Dan North versus Luke McRae. And I think Dan went into the weekend about 15 points clear, something like that, or maybe even more than that, maybe about 20 points clear, something. So this was literally like the story of the whole year, wasn't it? It was like down to the wire, essentially. So
he was quite far initially in front, wasn't he, Dan? He started the season really strong, didn't he? But he tended to, I think he had a crash at SNET, didn't he? He was leading. He led at SNET. He lost points there. I mean, was he 100 points in front at some point? Over?
Yeah, I think he was like over 150 odd point lead, and I think Luke
was just pulling it back, wasn't he?
Luke chipped away at him loads, and obviously, he did. He crashed at SNET in race 3, fighting with Luke and I did do an interview with Dan, which I'll cut some snippets into this of that and upload the full thing separately at some point. Right, we are joined by Daniel North, the ACU Thunderbike 500 champion 2025. So, Dan, how you doing?
Very well, thank you, Sean. Thanks for having me.
No worries.
I've finally made it.
You finally made it on. Has it sunk in? And, when did it sink in that the title was actually yours?
It's sinking in. I still, wake up and go, did that really happen? Considering the start of the year, we were just going to do a couple of races. So I think also the way it was won, by that single solitary point on the last race of the whole season. It's magical. But it's slowly sinking in.
The championship was decided at the last round, but was it?
That's a difficult question. When did I start? It's got to be maybe after. Did we have Cadwell 1 and then the Revival? Was it the other way around?
Yep, no, Cadwell 1 then the Revival, yeah.
Revival. I was still, strong in those. And then after the Revival race, it went a little bit... I think the pressure started... Well, there shouldn't have been any pressure, really. But the pressure I put on myself, then it got a little bit more tense. And
because you actually didn't start off winning the championship, did you? If you remember rightly, you actually was second in the championship after round 1. So you obviously had a really good Brands Hatch, and you won 2 out of the 4 races, DNF'd 1, and second in the last race.
Very sure.
And Yeah, Kershaw's bike worked, and he had the bit between his teeth. Pete Woodall obviously was really consistent in that first weekend on a CB500, and he actually come away leading the championship. So you was actually like 3 points adrift at the start, and then obviously your plan at the beginning of the year was not to actually ride the whole year, was it? So you actually ended up missing Alton Park. So by the time we got to Alton Park, you was probably a good chunk behind. It was actually 15 points from Peter and 11 behind Jake. So the championship obviously sort of started really for you come, what would have been that? Snet. It would have been Snet 1. Right. So at Snet 1, it really sort of would have started for you. What do you remember? Do you remember much of that round? What did you find from that round? You came away from that round in the lead of the championship by 25 points. So from starting around and being from the start of the year and being 3 points adrift at the end of the first round, missing a round, going into it like 15 points behind the leader, to then being 25 points clear with 3 seconds and a win, is pretty good stuff, really.
Yeah, it was good going, to be fair. And like obviously, as we mentioned, I didn't do Alton Park, and as I hadn't done at Brands, I didn't do the test day, so I just go straight into qualifying, and I did that for Snetterton, and then we had pole position. I was like, wow, a bit of confidence straight away, because we only have 10 minutes, don't we? So that was great, and I think that was the whole weekend. What I remember from it is there was a lot of battles, a lot of close racing. We had Courtney up there. It was the first weekend. Luke,
it was with
us.
We had Deck Reeve won a race as well.
Yeah. Olive was there as well. He was in the mix. So it was good to race with some new faces as well, and people that I hadn't raced before. I didn't really know of them, but they were quick straight off the block. So it was good to. Yeah. It was actually, I would say, from that point on, everyone's sort of game sort of stepped up a little bit as well, because the two McRaes are quick boys.
Dan, I think the pressure got to him a little bit because it was Luke chasing him down, and then when he crashed at Snet, not really having the pace, even though he felt like he had the pace because he caught us back up. I think he pushed a little bit hard trying to make a break for it, and within like 3 corners, he was on the deck or whatever.
He weren't riding there he normally rides, was he?
No, he was definitely a bit loose and a bit sort of not himself. But we went into Doddington, and I think Brands had a fairly solid Brands. I think maybe Jake beat him in the last race, didn't he? Went into Doddington Park. I think he was fairly comfortable with what he had lead-wise, but I think there was a little bit of stress there. On the Saturday, I don't really remember, even though I was there, I don't really remember how the results went. It's really bad. I mean, obviously,
ages ago.
It seems like so long ago. I was so busy, like we were running around fixing bikes. People had broken them again, hadn't they? No names, Mark.
Me? Never.
Crashes, weren't there?
Qualifying, yeah.
It was loads of crashes. The weather was not great. Yeah, that's right. We turned up for quali and watched you go sliding along on your arse. Well, not on your arse, on your front, really, wasn't it? Into the last corner. So let's get qualifying up. So qualifying, Finn Chalk was back for the weekend, and pole was a 120.1. Luke set a 120.6 for second on the grid, and we had Benjamin Round back as well. It was good to see him back, a 121.1, so that was your front row. Then it was Adrian, Kershaw, Jake and Dan North on row 2, with a couple of Scots on row 3 as well, so David McConaughey and Liam McPherson with Abby Marshall running out the first 3 rows. So Dan was there or thereabouts, not too far away, although I guess the lap time says quite different, like 2.5 seconds a lap or 2 seconds a lap down on Luke. He probably didn't feel great starting that race, but
big old grid there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big grid. Yeah, it was massive. It was like 37 riders. So race 1, Finn won it by like 8 seconds or something. we know Finn's good, so we'll just kind of skip the fact that Finn won. The story's more Luke and Dan, isn't it? Luke come second. Jake really refound his form at Donington.
Jake found something, didn't he?
Jake had sort of dropped off. It was his birthday, actually, wasn't it, as well? So Jake had kind of not dropped off, but I think he'd had some issues the second part of the year, and I think he weren't confident. He'd lost something, and I think he really looked like he'd found that back at Donington. I think probably beating Dan at Brands probably lifted his morale a little bit.
So you need, didn't you? Morale.
But yeah, so Jake comes second to Luke, and Dan was third. So Dan was still there or thereabouts in the mix. He hadn't lost a load of points in race 1, and race 2 it was not too bad. Luke still came second to Finn, and Dan was 3 places behind. So Ben Round, James Tucker, who did really well in that race, Jake, and then Dan. So he'd lost a bit, but he would have still had a lead, didn't he? I think he was still leading by about 8 points or 9 points going into the Sunday. So it was a good day's racing. I think that he'd done what Dan had done what he needed to do for the day, and Luke definitely did what he needed to do. He needed to go out and be as far in front of Dan as possible. Obviously, probably would have been better for him if Finn wasn't there, but kind of is what it is. Whoever turns up, isn't it?
And then the rain came, didn't it?
And then on Sunday morning, the rain came, and that kind of just spanned the whole script for him. I was at home. I didn't come back. I had to come back the Saturday night. Obviously, you were still there racing.
Yeah.
Sorry, how did your Saturday at Donington go? Do you remember?
At Donington, not the best, to be fair. It was, I think I finished
16th overall.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, let's move on.
All right, we'll just forget that then. Should we check race 2 just in case?
Don't check race 4 because I didn't even make race 4.
Race 2, where was you?
10th class.
10th. No, hang on. Oh yeah.
Didn't get much better.
All right, we'll just stay quiet. So you had a good day's racing though. You enjoyed yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool, nice. Okay. Race 3, I was at home listening, and all I hear is basically Luke's in the lead. And I could just hear on the TSL that Dan was chasing him down, and Dan just had to finish behind him. Literally 1 place behind him would have been fine. And then Dan tried to go round the outside of Luke into the chicane on the last lap to try and take the win. Fair fucking play. On the you're fighting for a championship. It's down to a handful of points, and you're like, oh fuck it, I'll just try and go round the outside of basically the fastest person on the circuit. Because Finn decided to go home early, and went down like a sack of shit on the last lap.
Well, that was his championship over with, to be fair with you.
Well,
I honestly thought that was it.
Luke inherited the championship lead because of that.
Yeah.
Luke was now like 8 points ahead going into the last race. So now all the pressure's kind of off Dan, isn't it, really? He doesn't really have any pressure on him at that point because as far as he's concerned, he's fucking lobbed it and it is what it is. And then, they go out for the last race. And within 2 laps, I think
it was the second lap.
Was it lap 2?
Luke went down, didn't he? Whilst
I
think he was leading.
It was first laps. No, second lap. Yeah, so 1 lap. So he'd done 1 lap, and he went down. I think that's 1 lap anyway. Anyway, so he crashed at Old Hairpin. And then that didn't actually put Dan back in the championship lead where Dan was. Now he finds himself behind James Llewellyn in about 8th place it would have been.
For quite a few laps.
Or 7th place for a long time it was going on. And obviously it did. Family are on the sideline shouting at him to go past him because they've worked it out. And Keith and Bradley work it out that it's one position for him to win it by 1 point. Obviously, Dan's family worked that out as well. So they're absolutely shouting at him and waving at him from the sideline to get on with it. And he leaves it till the last lap and overtakes James Llewellyn in the absolutely torrential pissing down rain. And obviously Luke's at the bottom of Craig Curve just sort of watching on because he's now out of his hands. And then, Dan manages to hold that position to the end of that lap and takes the championship back by 1 point, and it's like what
That's
a roller coaster.
That's like superbike shit, isn't it?
If you couldn't script it, and if you did, people would say it was too unrealistic. So for that to happen in the first year of Bemsee Thunderbike 500 and a way to win an overall ACU championship as well, I mean, both of them deserve to win it, didn't they? Dan did so well earlier in the season, and Dan admits when we talked about it in our interview, going into this year, I don't think Dan expected to do as well as he did.
He's only going to do a couple of rounds here and there.
Didn't expect to be up as high as he was. Didn't expect to be as fast as he was, and to be where he was and to win it. But Luke is a quality rider. Rides 600s. Once he got his head round the bike, you could tell he was fast, and he deserved to win it as well. He won so many. I think he won 11 races overall.
I think he won the most.
Was it 11 overall?
Yeah. He had the most wins throughout the season.
I've got it here. So he won. It ended with Dan won 5 races, 11 seconds and 3/3. Luke had 11 wins, 3 seconds and 6/3.
Massive difference,
so,
isn't it?
Yeah, it just goes to show that consistency is so freaking important. To have 11 wins to 5.
Yeah.
11 wins to 5 and to win it. All right, he made it hard for himself at Donington, didn't he?
100%.
But
it's easy to sit here and go, you got rattled or whatever, but until you're in that position,
yeah,
you can't imagine what's going through someone's head. From going from a normal, not mid-pack, but someone going back to Thundersport days. We've never been up on the row 2 and row 1, have we? You know, this is all fairly new to us, so hopefully we can all build on what we're experiencing now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, you had your first row 2 taste, didn't you?
Row 2, I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
looking behind going, you lot of shit. No, row 2's fantastic, you never... Probably out of my place, really, out of my comfort zone.
Go and have a nervous poo, didn't you?
Where was that at?
Snet.
Yeah. No, it's good though, it's brilliant.
No,
it's why you're there, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah, you want to be up as high as you can go. The race goes a lot easier when you start near the front as well, doesn't it?
It's just a little bit, yeah. I don't find that out often.
No, you're in the chaos of the Thunderbike 500 from 6th place back to 20th, 1 second apart, everybody. But yeah, so obviously Donington for them two was just absolute fucking theatre, wasn't it? Crazy stuff. Adrian, I think, had a bad weekend. I think he DNF'd twice. I think if I'd have come with him DNFing it, I think if I'd have stayed on and did okay, I had a chance of getting third in the middleweight. But really, I wanted third in the overall. And I think I was probably
promising,
I was like 3 points. I think it was 3 points at the end of Brands Saturday behind Jake. So I was chipping away at Jake quite heavily, and it was going to go down to sort of Donington essentially. I probably would have gone into. I said I probably would have. You don't know, and obviously I didn't because I didn't finish. I didn't finish Sunday, but
it's a shame. You've had such a good year.
Yeah,
such a shame.
I think it would have been nice to have got third overall, but shit happens, and it didn't happen. But yeah, what a championship final for the overall ACU. But that wasn't the only Thunderbike 500 championship that was decided at Donington, because there was a rookie showdown between Abby Marshall and Dean Carver. Today on the podcast, I'm joined by Dean Carver. Not just a rider who delivered one of the biggest turnarounds of the season, but also a familiar face in the paddock through his work at Helmet City, supporting riders across other classes. On track, Dean came to the final round at Bemsee, 32 points behind Abigail Marshall, with Ryan Gregory 28 points trailing him, and somehow clawed it all back to take the championship lead right at the very end. His rookie season finished with 3 wins, 10 seconds and 12 thirds in the rookie class. You obviously did win a heavyweight race, or a couple of a heavyweight race, and then a couple of podiums in heavyweights as well.
Yeah, something like that.
But I want to concentrate on your rookie season. So thanks for coming along, Dean.
Well, thank you for having me. Obviously, it's been good to watch. So.
Yeah, good. I'm really glad to have you here. So first of all, I'm going to start by just asking you a few questions on your season's reflection. So first question is basically your first season on CB500 Racing. I know that you've ridden CB quite a bit before on track days and stuff, but how would you sum up your first season of racing? Did it go how you expected, or did it go completely differently?
Oh, no, definitely didn't go how expected. It was amazing. The way it was laid out was perfect. It was addressed at the start. It's first season doing it. It's going to be teething issues, and then we're rookies, so we don't really know. Although everyone said they would help, but I'd never personally truly believed it until all of a sudden you asked for someone for help. And it's like even it's something silly like at Snetterton. How do you set up a star lane, Sean? And that's it. You're in there and you're just doing it. Do you know what I mean? It's strange. It's a different vibe from a track day or even just pottering out on your motorcycle. Very, very different. So no, amazing, really.
I do think that in motorcycling we are all more receptive to each other, like discussion, openness, helping, talking. Like when you go out to a motorcycle or a bike meet or a bike ride, even on the road, like generally people will talk to you. Very rarely you do get the odd snob, but it's not like I don't know if you've ever been into cars, but back at the car scene, everyone was kind of back in the day
tribal.
Yeah, very tribal. Whereas I don't think bikes are particularly like that. Maybe CB500 lot can be a bit tribal.
You always get it when you're at a track day. People always look at you like, "Oh no."
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. We're like the non-talked about sibling of the motorcycle racing world. No one wants to talk to the outcasts. So. When in the season, or was there a moment in the season when you thought, actually, I could fight for the championship, or was it quite late that came to you?
It was a little bit late. I must admit, my intentions were to turn up, ride a CB, which is always a winner for me, and try and get my bib off was the only plan. That's all I wanted to do. And at Cadwell, just everything changed, which is funny because I hated Cadwell. I attempted a track day once, and I didn't last a session until I was upside down and bike was written off, and I had like a knackered shoulder, and yeah. So as soon as Cadwell happened, it was the drive home. It was like, well, that felt really good, and me and Mrs. sort of had a conversation of maybe we should really like continue it out now as opposed to just doing a little bit and going, all right, I've done racing as such.
Yeah, I think you always need to. Sort of have a bit of an epiphany with a result to make yourself feel good about the weekend and make you you have to find something really good from a weekend to start to believe in yourself, don't you?
Absolutely.
If you don't have a result or you don't feel like you've had a result, then you definitely don't suddenly believe in yourself. So the first Cadwell round is the round you're talking about, or the second one?
The second one, I think, is just when I started to relax and stop being so like on edge about everything. Really.
Okay.
I always kept myself quite. Oh, I think you know anyway, but I kept myself quite away just because I don't know. It just first season, I didn't want to get overwhelmed with anything. I just wanted to turn up and sort of just have a go. And then I spoke to you at Cadwell, and you're like, just come join. And you start talking to people, and then you start having a bit of a laugh, and then you just relax. And then it doesn't matter. And then it's not. When you put your helmet on, you still want to beat the person or what have you. But it's a bit more friendly, and it's friendly after as well.
Yeah, at the end of the day, everyone's there because they're competitive. You wouldn't be there if you wasn't competitive. You'd just stick to track days. So everybody, some people might say they're not competitive, but we all are. Or there is an element of competitiveness in this, otherwise you wouldn't bother. But you have got to, I think, in this class, when you open up and you start to talk to other people, that's a part of the joy of our class is that you can do that. So you had a good first Cadwell round. There was a few random people that we hadn't seen before turn up to that first round. So you actually rounded off the first two races on the rookie podium. I think you got 2/3. We had Phil Ianson there and a guy called Owen Wilkinson. And
he was a nice. I met him randomly just on the Thursday night in setup, and he was so nice. But he just had no. It was that was his first race, I think.
Oh well, he did well.
Yeah, he did very well.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, so it's just a CB thing. So he didn't last a lot, and he's nice. There you go. What can we say? But then the Sunday was really quite a turning point for you, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know. It was just one of those ones where I think everyone was a little bit on edge. I think it was our first proper wet one, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, we managed to make it to, what was it, July without getting wet, which is pretty good going.
Absolutely. I think the only scare we had was Donington, one of the races before that it was wet for the TZR race.
Yeah, it dried before we got out, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember Max McRae came back in because he was on the TZR at that point, and he was like not happy that he'd put wets on. So, and I thought, right, okay, we'll leave it as it is.
Well, that exactly that. That was a really, really wet day. Anyone that was there would remember that it was soaking. Not particularly a great fan of the wet for the last couple of years, especially at Cadwell Park. Last time I raced at Cadwell Park in the wet, I also spent the day upside down going down the gooseneck. So it wasn't my favourite, and I really just wanted to get through that round. That Sunday specifically, was very, very impressed to see you come past me twice in those wet races. Thought you were riding mega, so yeah, no, you definitely deserve those rookie wins that day, and that really sort of would have punted you right up the order in those in that weekend.
It made a massive difference in just points as well. It wasn't something I expected. It was just one of those things where it was wet. I've ridden on the road in the rain, but I've never ridden on a racetrack in the rain. And as we set off, for the warm-up lap, I thought, oh, this feels really comfortable at that pace. Everyone sort of stayed in like a line. And I didn't know. Yeah, rookie season, no one really knows. And then as the lights went out, I went, and I didn't realise, it sort of felt like the people that were around me, that was their pace. Mm-hmm. And I was a bit like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it is a bit like that in the wet, isn't it? I don't know if you know, but Rob Carver, so your surname namesake,
northern brother.
Your northern brother disappeared off into the distance in one of those races because he felt like he could, and then looked back behind him and realised everyone was going much slower and thought, oh, I must be going too hard. I think I'm going to crash or something. So he backed off and then ended up not winning the race.
Yeah. It was so gutting watching the Alan Flack video of watching Rob come back and back and back. What are you doing?
But that's the thing. You shouldn't really look behind you. You should just concentrate on what's going on in front. And if you feel comfortable, then you feel comfortable. You only start to doubt yourself when you give yourself an opportunity to doubt yourself. So just keep going. But you did really, really well, and that was definitely a turning point for you there. And then we went back to Cadwell Park for the sidecar revival, which was another good meeting. We were all in like our own little CB village, wasn't we? And
right. From a community point of view, it was the best.
Yeah,
I don't think you could top that one.
No, it was a great weekend. That was. We had a nice little setup. I had a bit of a nightmare, a slight awning drama, but yeah, no, it was a good. It was a good weekend that, and So looking back on those Cadwell Parks and those two wins you had there. Which one would you say sort of means the most, or is it not them two? Is it the other one? Is it the other win that mattered more?
Oh, it's either the first Cadwell or the last Brands Hatch.
Yeah.
Because when we look back at the points, I don't know, all the points count, but I won by 5 points. And on that Brands, I decided to make a particular manoeuvre which worked. Luckily, it worked. So I think the Brands Hatch one, actually.
So realistically, then, the Brands Hatch one, not only was it a win, but it was 5 points over your nearest rival.
Yeah.
So that it was kind of the reason why you won it. I mean, obviously, the championship's made up of the whole part of the season, but and that is your season is absolutely consistent proof of that. Like three wins and then that many podiums to take 10 seconds and 12 thirds is properly consistent. And it wasn't like you were giving it on a plate either, because you did have some decent competition. Abby was quick all year. Ryan was quick as well. He had a bit of a downturn in the middle of the year, some confidence issues, got taken out, and didn't help his season. But then same thing, like this is what we have all talked about with I have these conversations with lots of the rookies, is that it's made up of such a bigger picture than just you either were quick on the day or you weren't. What happens and luck and everything all comes into it, and obviously no one knows that more than you and Abby and Ryan, really, because from 1 minute to the next we actually really didn't know who was going to win it. I think everyone thought they had an idea, and then it all changed, and it was like kind of question marks, and then yeah, like it ended quite dramatically, really. But yeah, so going into the final round, really, you're 32 points down. What was the mindset going into that weekend? Were you relaxed, stressed, or just like treating it like it was any other race weekend?
Do you know what? There was nothing to lose. I'd had an amazing brand, which is what I wanted to do. A couple of people have asked me, like, how did you want it to go? Obviously, wanted to win as much now, knowing that I could have. And you can look back and go, oh, you should have done a little bit more here, but that doesn't matter. In the moment, it was like, right, the dream would have been just to keep with Abby through Saturday. Let's just keep as close as we can and just damage limitation, and then just get to that really wet Sunday and let's just go and push and see what happens. Of course, it all got a bit. Both me and Abby both ended up upside down, so it didn't quite go to what my dream plan was. But however, it still it ended the way I would have liked it to.
Yeah, naturally. So during those races, did you know what the point situation was in the middle of the races, or were you deliberately trying to ignore that and just ride? Or
so all bar the last one. So my girlfriend Emily had all the points. So she had the table and she had everything written down. And as everything was going on, she was writing, but it was away from me, so I could just ride and enjoy riding my bike, racing my bike. Really, I didn't know anything, and it was the last race where she said to me, I went to go, and she just went, "You just have to stay on," and it was like, what? And no one had said anything before that, so I was aware, but because there was such a big amount of points. I mean, so Abby came up on the Saturday, but she finished the other three races, so you don't really know. And I didn't win because I think Tucker won.
Yeah, Tucker was there and quick all weekend.
Yeah, Donington was definitely a better track for him than Cadwell.
Yes, yeah, it was.
But yeah, because Tucker was taking points out of me, I didn't really know where I was. But only for my camp, only Emily knew. So it was a bit of one of those, really. Like, you just going to ride your bike.
I don't think either of them sort of had like a showdowny type rivalry like Dan and Luke. It wasn't. They were quite separate, and they're I mean, well, Helmet City, who Dean worked for, sponsored Abby's season, or some of Abby's season. So there was that dynamic there, and to be fair, Dean was kind of like the silent assassin all year, wasn't he? I've got an interview with Dean, which I'll put up, or I'll have already put up, and you'll just listen to some bits of it. And Dean was very much the sort of in the background, chipping away, and just sort of picking up points and learning very, very gradually. Yeah, because at the beginning of the season, it was Rye and Gregory, wasn't it, and Abby that were kind of like head to head, and it was really tight between them two. And then the pendulum kept swinging either way depending on where we were. And then Brands happened, and Ryan had a bit of a shitter. He got knocked off in race 3 at the beginning of the race where I come off, didn't it? At Graham Hill, and he hurt his foot or his ankle, and it put him out for the day, so he didn't get any points on the Sunday at Brands, and I think that put him behind like 50 points or something going into Donington, so he kind of just wrote it off and thought that he wasn't going to be close. But Dean quietly was chipping away in the background and still was doing well. I think he picked up a win at Brands, or certainly picked up some trophies at Brands and podium positions, and he put himself like within 30 odd points of Abby going into Donington. And Abby had some really shit luck at Donington, and I think this is where you can be fast, you can do all your prep, you can think it's all going well, and then all of a sudden you just need a little bit of bad luck and it goes absolutely tits up. Yeah, so Abby goes into the weekend and ended up having an accident with Scott Aitken, which mullered her fuel tank. Sunday morning, you guys get down to the holding area and she's got fuel pissing out of her tank in like a pinhole that wasn't noticed somehow, and then she had to go back. She couldn't
I think
race.
she put too much fuel in it, so it went over, so she didn't notice it. The race.
Oh,
Do you know
right.
what I mean?
So she's
When she
overfilled
put-
it,
yes.
and then now you're seeing it come out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So she has to go back. So she essentially got taken out of one race and can't start the other. So all she's got is race 4 left. By which time I think, because of those 2 DNFs, or DNF and DNS, Dean had already leapfrogged her by quite a few points in the rookie championship. She went out in the last race and she absolutely blitzed. Well, I say absolutely blitzed. James Tucker won the rookie race, but Abby did really well. For someone who was down on their luck, she rode mega. And Ryan came second in the rookies, and Dean just had to finish third. I think he had it calculated in his head that he just needed to finish to win. He had to come third, and he did. And he did what he had to do, and he won a championship off the back of a whole season of being Mr. Consistent. We can actually look at the rookie championship numbers because they kind of tell story, really. So Dean won it, 580 points. He won it by 5 points. So even the rookie championship was down to the freaking wire. Ryan was 48 points adrift of Dean come the end of it, with Will Kearney in 4th. Dean won 3 rookie races, had 10 seconds and 12 thirds. That is consistent as you like. And then it's the same story again with Abby winning 13 races, 6 seconds and 2 thirds. With Ryan getting 5 wins, 10 seconds and 8 thirds. So also very, very consistent. But I think everyone would admit, and I think Dean does as well, to be honest, that Abby was just like blisteringly fast for her first year of racing. Yeah, obviously a big learning year for her as well. She crashed a few times. She's got good people around her with like lots of experience, so that's done us some real good. She was racing
2 classes.
She was racing TZ.
Loads of seat time, hasn't she?
Yeah, she was racing TZR as well for Len, which I think probably would have built her a lot of confidence because she was doing really well in that as well. So yeah, we had a rookie showdown at Donington as well. Heavyweight honours had already been decided. I think, when did he win that? I think he won that at, did he win it at Brands or did he at Snet? So Ian Carter won the heavyweight championship. That was when was that? Let's have a look. Lightweights Jake won, but that was, I think everybody knows that. I think that was decided well early as well. He was like 182 points ahead of Abby and Rachel. We'll get onto weights a bit later because that's all changing. That's middleweights. Overall, so Ian Carter won by 143 points to Colt, with Richard Hayward picking up 3rd place overall with 417 points. Ian Carter won 16 races at heavyweight, 13 seconds and 0 thirds.
Also
with
consistent.
Very consistent.
Colt got 5 wins, 8 seconds, 10 thirds, and Richard got a win with 3 seconds and 9 thirds. So all 3 of them doing really well. I think it would be different for them lot this year because the weight categories are have changed quite a bit, quite drastically, and it's going to balance the classes a little bit more.
From C1s as well, won't it?
Yeah, mainly the lower end, but it'll be good to see. But we'll cover that in a minute. So basically, I know obviously Mark. Sorry, it's going to get confusing for everybody. Suggy, obviously you were not at many rounds as you wanted to be at this year. Cadwell 1 was your last one, the one where you got podium, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, you had a really good last day of racing with Bemsee because it was wet. You were really, really fucking fast in it and did really well. But obviously the championships ended and then we met loads of new people this year. It felt very fun to sport in, lots of friendly people, friendly faces, paddock banter and whatnot. Did anyone surprise you? Anyone you meet where like you met them in the paddock or was having a chat with them and then you was like, holy shit, that person can ride or something like that? Who surprised you the most?
For me, I think Rob Carver did pretty well. I think because obviously he'd ridden before, then he had a big break, didn't he? And then he came back. So obviously everyone knows Rob when you buy any parts and what have you. And I spoke to him loads, and I was always saying to him, "You're going to come race." Eventually, you did. Obviously, turned up, and I thought actually he's pretty quick.
Yeah, he should have won a race as well.
Yeah, and especially Cadwell. Cadwell
was it that
definitely.
weekend? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that Saturday, wasn't
Yeah.
it? But
Yeah.
he should have won a race that weekend. Well, he
Yeah.
should have won the first wet race as well. He was
Yeah.
like 9 seconds ahead of everybody,
was.
and then looked
He
over his
slowed down
shoulder,
to not go too fast.
because he thought he was going too fast, slowed down, and then handed it back. I think did he come third in the end or something? But he definitely should have won a race that weekend, 100%.
And it's the fact that as well, for me, I was obviously very close to him throughout the year. Well, the races I did anyway. And obviously I was always, I'd look over my shoulder and he'd bloody be there passing me, and he's bloody good on brakes and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
So,
he's good on brakes.
He was good. Yeah, so I think for me, probably he was a good one to...
Yeah, I think...
He got a couple of podiums, didn't he? 2 thirds. Did he get a couple of thirds? He got a third at Brands, did he not?
we can... I
Yeah,
can
Did
tell
he
you.
get a third? No, he got a third at Snet, didn't he?
So in the overall,
He got
a third, and I think if we jump to the middleweight, he got 2 thirds. So he picked up a couple of thirds over the course of the season.
One off me, didn't he?
Didn't nick one off you. He gave him one. But no, he did. He nicked one off you. But I agree. Rob was. I mean, I've seen Rob's times from years ago, and Rob stopped as we started. I think Rob was always like fairly decent at sportsman level, with podiums, wins, and stuff. Yeah, I knew it'd take him a little bit of building, and I think he was quite surprised early in the year that it took him a little bit of building. But some circuits Rob clearly likes, and Rob's not fans of others.
But he was so fair, isn't he? Like, he's one of them guys that you could race against, and you just know he isn't going to do a shitty move. Or
and when he does, he puts his hand up.
He was just clean in such a fair rider.
I nearly took him out. Cadwell 1 or 2, I can't remember which one it was.
He nearly hit me at Snet when I lost it at Turn 1.
Yeah, he did. He took you out.
Yeah.
There's Snet. Well, not took you out, but ran you
Nearly
over.
hit me, yeah.
I think everybody in here.
I don't think he crashed all year, did he?
No, he didn't.
No,
I don't think he did.
He had a
Crashed all
couple
year,
of
not one
a
crash.
couple of mechanicals at the end of the year, but he
Yeah.
didn't crash. But Rob was mega consistent, fair to race against, helpful in the paddock, class sponsor, along with Max Maud Fine Audio. But Rob was. I wasn't as surprised by Rob's results. I was surprised Rob didn't win a race. Rob had it to win a race at least one of the weekends. But yeah, Rob was good. Pete Woodall, who none of us had ever really heard of because we hadn't done Bemsee before, but Pete came in and did really well early. He was having some bike problems later in the year, which was scuppering him a little bit, but Pete was there early in the season. He was good to fight against hard rider.
Was good, wasn't he?
Brands and Snet he loved.
Brands and Snet he was good at. I think he likes Cadwell as well, but I think he had a bit of a rough round at the first one, or the one that he did do.
I don't think he was far off the sort of top 5, was he, overall?
No, he was
Top 6, was he? Just behind?
He would have been sixth overall.
Like, never really heard about him.
No, he was
never really sort of spoke to him a lot off in the paddock myself.
No, I saw him a fair bit because
superb on the brakes.
It's because he is superb on the brakes.
Because
You're antisociable.
You do all the talking.
Yeah, I try. It's because you're normally sulking, throwing your gloves around
We
somewhere.
had this conversation. I've had no sulking.
His bike.
No sulking.
You're too busy fixing your bike. Yeah, exactly. So obviously, yeah, they're a couple of key people that I think surprised us a lot because they were people that, like, when I met Peter in the bar on the Saturday night at Brands, and I'd been racing Pete all day, and Max Maud introduced me to him, and I was like, oh, you seem really like calm and like unassuming, and you ride like a fucking like an absolute, like, no quarter given, like just harsh, but not harsh, like fair, but like, you're like, fucking hell, not quite as used to it at the time, but it's definitely come on a little bit. But yeah, really good guy. We met loads of people this year. It's hard to fucking mention everybody, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. I think it's one of them, innit, where everyone who won did amazingly well to win, but the interesting part is just seeing people clearly progressing throughout the year. I mean, obviously I didn't do as many as you guys did, but I can see a massive difference from the ones who did the full season, going from doing well at the start to really well at the end. There's some like big like improvements everyone made throughout the year, which is good to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we had great grid sizes as well. We very rarely had a
City grid.
We very rarely had a small grid. I think Snet maybe one of the snets was a little quiet, and the first
More the
brands.
southern circuits, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
it's a bit more quiet.
It tends to be the southern circuits. But yeah, we could have done with a few more entries, I think, at brands and maybe the snet rounds.
It was the first ever round though with Bemsee, wasn't it? It was always never going to take off.
We always said
competitors.
Yeah, we said it in the pre-season, in the preview, didn't we, Mark? That we didn't expect big numbers at the first round or two. Although Alton was stacked, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was,
because Alton's always going to be stacked, I think.
Next year's going to be different though, because there's a few already from speaking to people throughout the year saying they're going to give it a go next year, and should be good. I think it'll be a different grid again, which will be might find it harder to get on. Who knows?
Well, as you'll have heard from Norvy's interview, he's dipping in and out. He's doing a bit of YPM, but he'll be dipping in and out and doing the odd CB round here and there. That's what he says now.
Yeah.
We reckon he'll be at round 1, and then probably round 2, and then subsequently he'll be at every other round doing CB as well, because he can't help himself, much like anyone else. But I don't know why he tries to lie to himself, to be honest. So we've got Ben round full time because his son is doing Team Green Junior Cup, so it makes sense for him to come over. Ben's quick. He raced a couple of times this year. He was at Donington. He was at Cadwell, and I think he was quite new to Cadwell when he came. I think he'd only done Cadwell once before, so I think he didn't show his true form at Cadwell. But Donington, he definitely looked good. It'd be good to have him. We might have some of the other no limit regulars along. We had Deck Reeve a fair bit this year, occasionally when he could, and hopefully we'll see some others. I know that lots of them lads really enjoy where they race, and that's good for them. But I think we're going to have a nice mixed grid again. I'm fairly certain we'll see Luke and Adrian. Jake we should see a bit of. Jake's told me that he's going to do a bit as and when he can, which would be good. And I think certainly the heavyweight category and lots of the names that you recognise from that, they all intend to carry on racing CB, so it should be a good year again. Again, Bemsee have got the overall ACU 500 championship running for a second time, so it's a proper ACU championship again.
What about you, Mark? You're going to try and do more rounds this year?
That is always the plan. I was saying earlier, I always plan to do it. It'd just be a case of boring life stuff, looking after my kids and stuff like that. So it's a case of trying to slot it in where I can.
Be more the Alton, Cadwells. Maybe the ones
that are close, because I'm lazy. So those ones are easy. Especially Alton is very near me, so that's obviously I love Alton anyway.
I heard that you can't race at Alton unless you do Brands 1.
Right, is that bullshit?
It's new rules.
Trying to wind me up.
I know a guy.
To be fair though, I would like to do a Brands Hatch one because I've done it once. I've only ever been there once, so I'm not expecting much, but I think it'd be nice. I think for me it'd be nice to do the early one at the start of the year, so that I start when everyone else starts. Because obviously I've not been on a bike since August now, so and obviously everyone's had all the winter off, unless you go into bloody Spain or what have you, and then starting back in early the year with everyone else would be good. I think it'll help me out massively. So just need to stop being lazy and get my arse down there.
Get on with it then. So obviously none of us had ever done Bemsee before. We all came from Thundersport or had a break and whatever else. You'd done a bit of No Limits, hadn't you? And you'd done Emra, and I've been doing Scarborough. But it was nice to be around the Bemsee paddock, and we don't really know if it was a strong Bemsee year, because it was new to us. But from what we gathered, they loved the class. They loved everyone in it, the competitiveness of it, because it was competitive, wasn't it? It was like every subclass was competitive. Look at the championship numbers. All right, heavyweights and lightweights kind of ran away with it, but for the overall and the general sort of racing that was going on from front to the back of the grid, as always, it was fierce. So they was loving it. They loved watching it, loved commentating on it, loved spectating it, and everything else. So I think it was a really, really good year for the club, and it was a good year for all of us. I think we all every round we come away happy and enjoyed it. Didn't ever think.
I didn't start it, did I? I didn't start the year with. Well, I started with Bemsee, but I started the mini swing grid, didn't I? I went down a different avenue.
sacked that shit off, didn't you?
Didn't take long, did it? Did it take 2 rounds, didn't it? I've done Brands and Alton on the mini twin, and then I've done a double header.
Double at Snet, you did
double at
CB,
Snet, and that was it.
And that was it. This SV got parked.
Yeah, the vibe, and it's just something about the CB paddock. I don't know what it is. No disrespect to the mini twin grid, but I think the CBs, I see everyone having so much fun and it building and growing. I thought, just got to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Get back into it.
Upgrade back to CB.
Upgraded.
Upgraded back to CB. Off the track, we got to the end of the year, and I think another thing that really sort of showed its Bemsee class that we'd obviously not seen before was the dinner and dance.
It's just out of this world, wasn't it?
For people watching this on YouTube or whatever, I'll put some clips up of.
Bit further back.
I'll get right out of the way. Ah, hello.
Hello, you alright?
Oh, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Oh, please don't.
What do you mean? Oh, please don't. How are you?
I'm very well. It's off their bikes there.
Can you just do my favourite thing? If I'm on pole position, what position am I in when I'm going to the grid? Thank you very much.
What are you up to then?
Need to find out what the cheapest beer is. Alright, how you doing, pal?
Hello, mate.
How's your arm?
Yeah, right. Simon Finch. Yeah, I've got to. Hello. Are you his better half? Oh, wow. Didn't you do well? Fucking hell. Hello, Mum.
Hello.
How are you?
No, I hate dressing up as
was like 60 awards or 50 awards, and we were like looking at it like, God, that's gonna go on a bit. And then they rattled it off, and it was so quick, but it was so slick. And I don't know why we didn't think it wouldn't be slick, because everything else this year with like dyno in it's so well run. Like, I don't know why we thought the dinner dance that had been happening for like the last, I don't know, 60 years or 70 years or whatever it is. I know the club's like
just about
120 years old. Like,
the location, wasn't it?
The location was fantastic.
The museum, which you could walk around, was unbelievable. I've never been round there myself.
I don't really remember because I was drunk. What was the food like? What was the food like? The food was decent. Dancing.
The dancing weren't so decent.
No, lots of questionable dancing. Yeah, some interesting dancing from myself included. But anyway,
Colt Dwyer.
Colt's got some fucking moves, mate. What a performer!
Yeah, he was having it.
Yeah, amazing. Obviously, our SV650 friend Logan Parsons, I think, was best dressed.
Yeah,
he looked very good in his kilt, top attire. We went traditional suits, didn't we, or tuxes? So, but yeah, honest to God, Mark, you've got to come to the dinner dance next year. It was cracking, and it was great to spend the night with Norvey and his family.
It's nice to take a step back out of the racing and the weekends and actually get to know. Yeah, chill, have a drink. Dance.
We did have a couple of heavy drinks. I think we did. We got back to our hotel. We didn't go to bed till about
3 o'clock in the morning. I think
3 in the morning.
Heavy one,
Can't remember the last time. Yeah, right. Yeah, we were smashed. But no, the dinner dance was fantastic. Thank you to all the CB Thunderbike 500 riders and the other class riders that contributed to Jeremy Hill's surprise tyre warmers and jerry cans. Jezza, who is one of the directors at Bemsee and runs the instructing side of the club. I think he's chairman, actually. Sorry. He had his tyre warmers and jerry cans and stuff nicked at Donington, which was really, really sad that someone had come in and taken them. And Thunderbike 500 riders and some 600 riders all chipped in, and Jake Anderton and I managed to secure some well-priced tyre warmers and bits to replace that stuff, and we presented him with them at the dinner dance, which was really well received. So well done everybody for chipping in on that. That was real sort of paddock life spirit there, which was good. Looking forward to 2026, it's kind of here now because we're in 2026 because we've done this so late, but it is looking forward. So this year we've got some changes coming up, and with regard to the rule changes within the class, there isn't actually a great deal that's changed apart from you got a plane going over, Mark.
Yeah.
You're Donington.
Can you hear it loud?
Yeah, we could. Yeah. So the actual class itself, rule-wise, hasn't changed a great deal for 2026. They've made some changes to the subcategories with regards to the weights because there was such a heavy imbalance between the subclasses that we had like 3 lightweights on the grid sometimes, and sometimes it just didn't work out that the numbers were so off. And what they've done this time is they weighed everybody again in the second part of the year, and then they've proportioned it off into 3 sections basically. So lightweight is now anyone under 90 kilos in their full kit. Middleweight is anyone above 90 but below 105, and anyone above 105 will be classed as a heavyweight. So that should
even it up a bit,
even it up and balance the subclasses to make them a little more competitive. You can't they don't give out second and third place trophies if there are less than 5 people in your class. So I think there was obviously a lot of wasted trophies for lightweights. So hopefully that should balance things and make the grid look sort of a little more competitive in those subclasses this year. With regards to the actual bikes, there hasn't been any massive rule changes as such, but we have had a break-in supplementary regulation release. And essentially what that means is that due to availability and costs, between myself, Max Maud, who is the other rider rep for Thunderbike 500, and Rob Carver, we have worked out a set of brakes that is a package that you can buy from Rob Carver at SF Parts, the series sponsor or one of the series sponsors, to buy a brand spanking new 11mm Nissin Master Cylinder, which matches the performance of the original Nissin Master Cylinder. In fact, the actual body of the Master Cylinder is identical. It's got a different clamping diameter, but Rob supplies it with a sleeve to clamp it down onto a 22mm handlebar, and a new Nissin caliper that takes 22mm pistons, the original size pistons for the bike. Brand spanking new from Honda, available. You can have a whole braking setup for like 200 quid, but basically, because everybody wants a Nissan caliper, or most people want a Nissan caliper, and they're quite hard to get hold of, or they're getting old and corroded, and people are struggling with master cylinders and turning up with like MSX125 master cylinders and all manners of absolute shite on their bike because they either don't know the regs or they can't find a decent master cylinder. And you now can no longer get Brembo master cylinder rebuild kits. They're discontinued. So we've come up with this braking supplementary, which is on the Bemsee website. I'll put a link in the description to go to that braking document. And essentially, it's all cheap, all affordable. You'll spend more money on tarting your bike up and powder coating stuff. No one's got any excuse in 2026 for running crap brakes because the brakes are now sorted. You can pretty much get brand spanking new brakes up for less than 200 quid. So speak to Rob Carver about those. Check out the document. I don't think there is anything else really massively to talk about. Obviously, there's been, if you're getting on with your winter builds, I know we haven't got long now till the 22nd, which is the February test day, which I think you're on. I'm on. Don't know about you, Mark. It's probably a long way for you to come for a test day.
No, definitely not.
Don't be a fanny. It's only February. There's a track day the day before. We'll double up and we'll make a weekend of it.
Yeah.
Get your snow chains on. It'll be fine. Yeah, so that's not far away now. But if you are, if you do need any help or advice on getting your bike compliant or built up or parts, then just speak to Rob, myself, Max Maud, even Suggy. Even Ozzy knows a thing or two about these bikes now. You've built a couple of bikes, haven't you?
Getting there, yeah.
Repaired them.
Repaired them from the ground up. Who's handlebar master? Is it you or Will Kearney?
Will Kearney, I think.
Was you about to say Will Leaning?
Maybe Will over the years.
Yeah, I'm sure Will's probably replaced a few handlebars as well. Your bikes look lovely.
Yeah.
Real fucking shame you're riding them. You're a top crasher, aren't you?
7 this year, yeah.
I don't know about if you're top crasher from
not from overall.
From overall, but you're fucking up there.
Chris?
If I get a trophy, I'm quite happy to take that.
You get a trophy for like second best crasher. Yeah, Chris Rowland's probably. Is he top crasher or did Will crash more than him?
Yeah, it's got to, between you three. It's got to be
Kearney.
It's got to be. It's got to be Lenny.
The most impressive, that's for sure.
Lenny's was most impressive.
I still can't get over that Cadwell picture. It's crazy.
Brilliant.
No, exactly. I only crashed twice.
Yeah, one for me.
Did it good and fucking proper the second time.
Bounced well though, I must admit.
Yeah,
you
seem to bounce well this year.
Old boy.
That's what's coming up, sort of class bikes for anyone that's interested. Just get in touch with any of us and we can point you in the right direction if you need help with regulations or getting your bike sorted for the 26 season. So my goals for 2026, we talk about what we're going to all do. I'm planning on trying to do every round, getting to the one where there's a clash at Scarborough and working out which one I'm fighting for a championship higher position for, and then sort of going from there with that. So unfinished business, yeah, I guess I probably need to try and fight Luke a little bit harder and sort of push on a little bit more. Obviously, I've never had a year where I've only crashed twice, so that's new. So see if I can make it to next year without crashing at all. It'd be nice. And then just see what happens. I should be doing a lot of test days and instructing next year with the rookies, so that should be good. I'm looking forward to all of that and rider repping. But I would certainly be at pretty much every race unless there is something drastic going on. But yeah, I'll be there. What about you guys? What about you to start off with, seeing as you're next to me?
Just going to try and finish a race.
Be a good start.
Consistency, I think. Consistency.
You were consistently not finishing this year.
Trying to start the weekend stronger, qualifying better, and then if I qualify better, then I am around better people in the race, aren't I? You know, and that's where you can start learning a bit more and start bringing on the racecraft a bit more. So that's my aim, is to start the weekend strong and be more confident in myself.
Oh, thanks for that. That was enlightening. Mark's TED Talk. A
little tear.
Yeah. What about you, Suggy? What are you going to do?
Well, I've never done a full year ever. So if I might not achieve that again, but I'm going to try. definitely try and do as many as I can.
We're going to refer back to this. I'm going to try and do a full year. We're going to snippet that. And every time Suggy says, I can't make this race, we're just going to play this on loop.
Kids don't need to eat, do they? So yeah.
No, don't worry about the kids.
Blast all the cash on that.
Don't worry about that.
No, that'd be the obvious thing for me. If I could just get them all, because it's like I said, if you're consistent, I might stand a chance doing reasonably well. I had some reasonable races. I did 4 dinner throughout the year, so I did okay, I think. But
if it pisses down all year, you could win it.
Yeah. Let's pray for that, eh? I'm just looking forward to it, like I say, that, and then obviously, if I can sneak in the odd round with other things as well. I'd really like to try and do an Oliver's Mount, but it's one of them, like we said, when you've had a pint, it's like the greatest idea in the world.
He's out there, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, mate, there'll be plenty of other people doing it for newcomers. I know we've got Dean Carver coming as a newcomer. He's planning on doing it.
You fancy it, Mark, yeah? Wow.
Yeah, well, I'll probably end up just filming instead.
No, you won't. Bring your bike. You can't get any worse than Rob Carver did his first time. Rob tried it for the first time this year, and his first day racing round it was quite entertaining. Listening to Chris Rowland call Rob Carver shit for 6 hours of drinking was fucking fantastic. Hey, it was great laugh.
I can imagine it's bloody hard though. That's the thing, and it's a bit of a shock in its system as well. I think that's the biggest problem around there.
It is. It rides more like a short circuit than you think, and there is some nice bits of runoff. Don't be wrong, you wouldn't want to crash anywhere around there really, but there's places that if you're going to crash, you know where you'd rather do it. But I think everybody thinks that they'll go and they won't ride at they'll be like, I'll ride at 80%. So you don't ride at 80%, you ride at 100% of whatever you can ride at in that situation. So you will feel like eventually that you're riding at 100%. Yeah. If you had a load of runoff, you'd probably go a little bit harder, but you'll certainly feel like you're pushing on.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should definitely come. You should go. At the end of the day, if you try it once and you don't like it, you can at least say you tried it. Lots of people over the years have gone and tried it and then didn't like it and never went back. Like Josh Andrews went and did it. Northie did it.
I don't know.
Bottled it. Both of those, like Josh especially, was a really good rider in his first couple of years of CBs, and I shouldn't really say that, give him a fucking even bigger head, but yeah, he went and did it the once and sacked it off, never went back as far as I remember. I don't think it was for him, whereas like Ricky Martin loved it. I love it. I love the place. I just wish it wasn't 260 miles.
I think wherever you live, it's a shit one to get to.
Not if you live in Scarborough. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad north of like the M18. I don't think it's too bad, but like this year it was good to have Rob come along. Rob and Chris and the others, when they weren't racing, they came and helped, and it was good to see. And Tom come along as well, and Demi. Yeah, loads of support up at Oliver's Mount. And I tell you what, when you're racing at Bemsee, you kind of you do see people in the crowd, but like the crowd is normally like friends and family of the racers, whereas you go to Scarborough and you have an audience, like you have people that have turned up and paid to watch. Like it feels real cool and real special that people are there watching, so that is good fun.
The other thing as well is I'm interested to see how many people turn up to Bemsee this year. I think that'll be really nice to have some new people turn up as well.
Yeah, well, great. The buzz around the bikes and the class is definitely high. It was bigger early in the year, and I think Max had a lot of people talking to him about the class that then didn't necessarily turn up, but lots did. Lots didn't turn up, and they said they would, but then lots did. And I think now that it's showing, especially with Bemsee, changing the rules and modifying the class and working with us as rider reps and the people within the class to change the bikes and make them more sustainable and give people what they want in terms of the way the racing should go and the way the bike should go. The rules have been the same for like 10 odd years or whatever before Bemsee started the class, and now it looks like all the other classes, all the other clubs sort of following Bemsee's lead with the regulations that they're incorporating. Maybe not necessarily the rule set. I think that the weight classes was potentially going to be adopted by No Limits, but they've backtracked and changed their mind now, which is fine. That's up to them. That's their thing. This is what Bemsee are going to do. But yeah, they're allowing quick action throttles. I don't know if they're breaking regulations are going to match what I've written for Thunderbike 500, but we'll soon see. And I think that we are pushing that sort of pushing the class rules and regulations and the sustainability side of it.
Not to mention the tune side of the bikes as well.
Yeah, obviously we're policing the bikes. I say we. The club is policing the bikes, and Mark Dent's technical team keeping an eye on doing full-blown technical inspections after certain rounds, making sure that if they're giving out an ACU championship, it's going to somebody who's doing it right. It's really good to see. But to cater for people that don't want to run a standard bike, they have started a new class called the Open 500, which is like any other Open 500 grid. I think NG have one, and I think you'll see. I think it's going to run 2 classes. It's going to be 2 strokes versus 4, or not versus 4 strokes, but 2 strokes and 4 strokes, and you can be whatever. The only rule is sub 500cc. So, yeah, there's somewhere for people with tuned bikes to race if they want to. We're going to see your tuned bike there.
I thought about it, yeah. I did think about it, but I'll say I'll get on one bike first.
Well,
it's not aiming too high.
Just get along to a race for a start.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So yeah, growth-wise for 26, I think that it should be. I think it's only going to get better. A lot of the Scottish guys that came down for the Donington round, etc., both Donington rounds, seem to really like it. I think hopefully, I know it's a long way for all of them to come to anything else, but hopefully we get to see them come along some other rounds. So really, I think we've actually covered quite a lot. I don't know. Has anyone got anything else that they'd like to add for the rest of for the remainder of what's gone on this year? I think we've pretty much covered everything since SNET. Maybe some of it quite brief, but I think that's probably better for this one because if it's
about the dyno situation at Brands, that we've sorted out a deal of some sort.
Yeah, so
and setting the carbs up and stuff like that.
No. So before that, so anyone in the southeast of the country, I know everybody's got tuners and stuff. I know you've got who is it that you use up?
P3 tuning.
P3, isn't it? Yeah. So I know you use P3, and there's dynos all around the country that people use, but Dart Motorsport, who are based just down the road from Brands Hatch, for people in the south of the country, I have organised a discount for CB500s to go in and get a dyno compliance run and jetting changes to suit your bike. So that's discounted if you go in there, or ring them, speak to Tommy, or message me. I'll send you the details of that. So if you want to get your bike checked, and there's also blanket, there's set costs for certain work that they're going to do, refresh work and whatever else. So I've organised that. That's Dart Motorsport. Like I said, give us a message or check the Thunderbike 500 WhatsApp support chat for the details of that. It is in there somewhere. If you search for Dart Motorsport, it should come up. Anyone who's thinking about racing this year, if you are signed up to Bemsee and you are racing in Thunderbike 500, we do have this WhatsApp support group. A lot of the time it's just banter and us all taking the piss out of each other. A lot of the time it is people asking for help and information on a race weekend. And as rider reps for Max and I, it's a really good way to quickly communicate with the class. So if we have a situation where we've had lots of stoppages and the weather's bad and whatever else, we can discuss how long we want to race for. Does everybody want to vote to go home and push our race to the next weekend and stuff like that? When you've got them sort of situations, it's just a much quicker way of doing it than everybody chasing around the paddock trying to find people. Plus all other weekend information's all in there generally, so it's really, really good. Give us a shout and we can get you added to it. I think we just need to thank people, really. We need to thank Bemsee for
got a new sponsor and all, haven't we?
Yeah, giving us a class, so we've got sponsors to thank as well. So thanks to Bemsee, so Mark and his technical team, Mike and all the office staff, Jeremy for him and his instructors, and everyone who's helped everyone in our class and at the club to make this year happen. It's been fantastic.
Marshals.
All the marshals, all of the Orange Army, Mark and I, and you crashed at Alton.
Yeah.
We can all personally attest that the marshals are very, very good and on point. Thanks for picking us up off the floor. Thanks to all the timekeepers and everybody else. Thanks to the sponsors. So this year we've got to say thank you to Fine Audio, Max and Rob Carver, SF Parts. For 2026 we have new sponsors in place. We retain SF Parts, Rob Carver, family run business, all your CB500, all your motorcycle parts. Speak to Rob, Rob, 9 times out of 10, he does motorcycle parts for every bike. If you need something, Rob can do it, and generally Rob sorts you out at best prices. Very rare. I actually don't even remember anyone ever beating Rob on a price. Don't go anywhere else. So, but yeah, Rob will sort you out, and he knows CB's inside out as well. And Rob for your new brakes. If you've got crappy old brakes come March or February test day, I will be calling you out. We've also got Austin Jacobs on for 2026, a new class sponsor. I think he was trying to remain anonymous, but Max kind of screwed that up. So thanks, Will Kearney, otherwise known as Lenny, for sponsoring the class this year. Austin Jacobs do home improvements, building works. I think it's mainly building works, and bricklaying and etc. etc. I think he builds houses, so you can look up Austin Jacobs and find that out, or speak to Lenny if you need a house built. I'm sure he is the man to speak to. Upcoming episodes of the podcast, you will see some interviews with riders that you know of. We will get the Dean Carver and the Dan North full interviews uploaded. They were a bit short because they were going to be intended to sort of just play through this, but I feel like by the time you've listened to like an hour and a half of us rabbiting on, you might not have wanted to listen to the whole of them, but maybe I'll put them in and you can you'll have fast forwarded it by now. I don't know. I'll worry about that when I edit it. Hopefully we'll have some new guest commentators on. It was good fun having Leaning on, even if he is a gobshite. But maybe we'll have him on again sometime soon. Maybe we'll have some others, some more controversial characters on the podcast, and hopefully we'll have at some point before we get to the new season, we'll get Mark Dent on and see what he thought of the season and what he's looking forward to as well. It's nice to hear Mark's thoughts on things. And
what about Alan with his videos? Done a massive favour throughout the year. Capturing like all the races, not just ours, but it is great to be able to see in it. After we all like watching them, let's face it.
Unbelievable.
It's so much work, and the fact that we can go back and watch it, thanks to Alan, he puts in loads of effort. He goes around changing the batteries on all the cameras, goes home, edits every night.
I can tell you now, it's a job. After doing a few videos myself, it is a massive job.
The dedication there is absolutely mental. Thanks to the commentators, Keith and Bradley as well. They said that they've loved the class, and you can tell their enthusiasm for the class is there.
Checker flag images.
Yep, checker flag. So thanks to Matt for taking pictures of us all season and giving us the pictures and content for our covers on the YouTube thumbnails and bits we've put on socials. So we really appreciate Matt. He's taken some cracking photos of us this season, and thanks to the other photographers at the club as well. We've got some. I've got a little montage of the riders, and I don't know. I can't credit every photographer for every picture, but lots will be Matt's, lots will be Rachel's. So they're both in there. We also need to say a big welcome and thank you to Helmet City, who are actually going to be sort of working with us. With that, we're not receiving anything for it. What we're getting from Helmet City for you guys is we're promoting Helmet City, and they are going to give us a discount code for all of you people listening to get a discount on helmets, gear, whatever you need. Speak to Dean Carver, go to Helmet City and use our discount code, which we'll put in the description for you. If you can't find it, send us a message and we'll get that over to you. But big thanks to Dean Carver and the team at Helmet City for coming up with this to be able to offer it to you, all of you lot. We really appreciate that. To everybody that's listened in 2025 to this podcast, but really we kind of just started on a bit of a whim, didn't we, Mark? We wanted to do something, and it's kind of just happened. And I get asked about it all the time, like, when's the next one coming out? You're slacking, get on with it. But unfortunately, we don't get paid to do this, and it's taking time out of busy schedules. We've all got kids. Ozzy's going to come on and do a little bit because he's got nothing else to do because his kid's grown up.
Yeah,
so
I live 2 minutes away, don't I?
Do you only live 2 minutes away?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
How come it takes you so fucking long to get down here and do anything?
I know.
Can't even get a light bulb changed. Sparky for a best mate, and he can't change a light bulb for me. Can't change me some fittings or nothing.
If anyone else wants to come on, though, that'd be, let us know. Because
if you want to come on, if you want to talk to us, do you know what, we've been really bad actually. We were supposed to get Adrian Kershaw on to talk about Adrian and his biking history and whatever else. We want to get Luke on. Wanted to get Abby on.
Rob Carver.
We ain't going to get Rob Carver on here. No one will understand a fucking word he says. I've been talking to Rob every day for a year and I still don't understand a word he says. I have to ask him 3 times what it was he said. But what a crack we had in our garage this year. Every time we were all together, we had Phil and Chris and Ryan and Cole. We had a cracking year, all of us. And in 2026, with the rider repping, we'll be in the garage together like normal if we are, or we'll be plotted up together. But we welcome, obviously, bear in mind, we want to help everybody as much as we can. So if we can get you in a garage with us and you're a newcomer and you want to just come in and have a bit of support and a bit of help at the odd races, and you're not, and you think, oh, I don't know them, don't worry about that. Give us a shout and we'll try and get you in the garage with us. We normally have 2 garages, if we can, filled with as many CB riders as we can squeeze in, because it's just easier to have everybody in one place. But there's no guarantee that we're going to be in a garage every round, but we'll do our best. And we've even done like a little CB village, haven't we, a couple of times? Definitely at the Cadwells, it was good.
Yeah,
having good. Like trying to get as many of us close together. So give us a shout, get in the WhatsApp group, speak to us and find out where we're parking up, and definitely come over and speak to us and get involved. The class is easier when you know people and can talk to people, can ask for help with your bike and everything else. So there's that. But yeah, thanks to everybody that's listened this year, really. It's been great fun doing it. It's been hard. Mark did like some fantastic editing. You can definitely tell the videos that Mark edited versus the ones I edited. Yeah, thanks again. If you like the podcast and you like us chatting and like listening to us talk shit for an hour and a half or 2 hours about our race weekends that were maybe exciting to us but not to you, then like and subscribe our channel and share it with your friends and your family. And if you want to get on here, give us a shout. It'd be good to have you along. And we'll just leave you with a little outro with a load of pictures of riders from this year and their favourite images of themselves. So thanks again, and we will see you hopefully for round 1 in March at Brands Hatch with Bemsee. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.